Hi, everybody. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but this is an attempt I'm making to go live. Um, so, hi, Jenny. Hi, Carol. Kevin and I were going to do a show tonight, but uh, Kevin got tied up. So, hi, Carol. Hi, Water Lily. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Maria. So, I'm trying to moderate and do everything on my own. And how do you like my funky glasses? I just had cataract surgery on my other eye. And I found these readers at Walgreens, and I thought, I got to check those out. I've got my sliding door open behind me. And so I figured it would be a nice day for the garden, to see the garden. Anyway, Kevin and I will book a show a little bit later. He got tied up in a meeting, and so I apologize. Hi, Ann. Hi, Libra Lady. Hi, Malay. Let's see. I'm trying to keep up here. So, welcome. This is only the second time I've ever done this live, so you'll have to bear with me. Let me just get to my questions. Okay, let me take a look here. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Let me take a look. Hi, Purple Elephant. Hi, Roger. Hi, Ann. Hi, Carmela. Hi, Gladys. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Susie. Hi, Medium Kim. Hi, Maggie. Okay, so let's get started. Well, first of all, I want to talk about, thanks, April, about the garden. Well, just come on over, April. Everybody's welcome. My eyes are healing really well. My right eye's still a little blurry, but I have a tendency to go like that. But my glasses are pretty funky. Hi, Michael. Thanks, be yourself. Bifocal readers. Oh, I'll try that, Jenny. Bifocal readers. I went to the eye doctor the other day. I'm kind of sequestered home right now because my husband's got COVID. And so I've been trying to do my readings from work. From home. And anyway, he came home a couple days ago sick with COVID. So I keep testing negative. So that's a good thing. Hi, Beverly. Okay. I've got some notes here I want to take a look at. First of all, if you've got questions that you'd like me to answer for you about politics, world events, things like that, you can put them in the comments section. Oh, thank you, Karen. Thank you so much. Karen, I should make you the moderator of this, huh? I don't know how to do that. Oh, add moderator. Let me see if I can do that. I'm trying. Oh, I've got somebody here. Okay. Anyway, Karen, thank you so much for doing that. Denise, I made you moderator. So, thank you, Water Lily. Is Cassidy being protected? That's a good question. You know, I had predicted a long time ago, and so had Linda Grindle, that a woman would come forward, or women, and bring Trump down. And at the time, I thought it was that porn star that he supposedly had the affair with, and then he paid off. So, sometimes as psychics, we get the information and we think it's this, and really it's that. So somebody had asked if this thing with Cassidy Hutchinson would be part of the downfall of Trump, and I'm hearing absolutely yes. Okay, Sterling Rose says, how has no one spoke of the clear glass partition on January 6th stage 45 spoke on? 45 newest Colt 45 drinkers have weapons. Well, I do think, though, Sterling, all the time when presidents speak like that out in public, there's always a glass shield that is bulletproof. So, yeah, maybe Kevin is fine. He just got caught up in a meeting, and we were going to be on 7 o'clock live, but he couldn't be on with us live tonight. So we decided to reschedule it. So I said, okay, I'm going to attempt this one on my own. And this is only the second time I've ever done this. And the first time I did it by happenstance. So if I'm uhing and awing, kind of bear with me because I'm playing this by ear. Hello to everybody in chat. Maggie, how long do we have to wait for a real Supreme Court? Hold on just a minute. Sterling Rosa said, okay, I don't know about the partitions up there, Sterling. I'll have to take a look at it. But I do know that a lot of times they put partitions up there. Aloha from Hawaii. Hi, Scully. Thanks, Victorian Lady One. Do I see Flynn losing his military pension? Absolutely. That's a great question. I am so glad that you asked that. I heard Glenn Kirshner say something about that, even though Flynn's retired, he could be reinstated in the military and court-martialed. And, I see Flynn under indictment. And just because Trump pardoned him, that doesn't mean anything. And I still see Flynn in jail at some point. So we shall see. But anyway, back to the woman that would bring Trump down. I think, now everybody's starting to like, whoa, that her testimony was explosive as well as other things too. But behind closed doors, my feeling is the DOJ is already investigating Trump and his cronies. That sound you hear is my air conditioner kicking in. Okay. Jessica says, my beloved cousin passed last week. I am so sorry. And the campaign he was working on won in your city of Chicago. He was campaign manager. And if you can communicate with him that he won and we miss him. Well, he knows he won. And he is around you. He's showing me birds like hawk, which is messenger of spirit. Susan Ramirez, Adam Frisch from Colorado won the Democratic primary to take on Burr. Yes, my guys have always shown me that witch will be gone. I'm glad that you have an openly gay governor in Colorado, because if Clarence Thomas has his way about it, he's going to try to make being gay illegal, but he won't win. He will not win. Susie, I got a great feeling with this gay governor and winning in November. Sandy Clump, what about Flynn's brother? Oh, honey, he's in deep doo-doo as well. Real deep trouble. Oh, I know, Mama Jen, 65. The Supreme Court just ruled on the side of anti-clean air. Well, that's because the coal companies have some of those Supreme Court members in their pockets. So they expect us to drink dirty water, breathe dirty air. But you know something? Here again, my favorite saying, just because it looks as if, these coal companies have won the battle, does not mean they will win the war. They just won't. So I don't see it that way. Anyway, what I was saying, back to my notes here. I just got little notes jotted down, you all. Okay, so back to Clarence Thomas, him talking about, overturning gay rights, overturning gay marriage. How about Loving versus Virginia, Clarence? Oh, he's not going to touch that one. But, I see Jenny subpoenaed, and I understand she's been subpoenaed, but now she's saying something through her lawyer that she has to think about it. Ain't no thinking about it, Jenny. If you don't go to testify in front of Congress, and if you refuse to do it, you're going to have an indictment. I see a lot more coming out about Jenny Thomas. So Boebert, she's going to be in deep doo-doo as well. I see them investigating her, and I see at some point her with criminal charges, as well as Marjorie Taylor Greene. Let me see here. At some point, you all, with the abortion rights stuff that's going on, or the anti-abortion thing, here again, I see Roe v. Wade reinstated at some point, and I keep seeing more justices on the court. So let's don't get, I was in shock, but I knew that the Supreme Court would kick that back to the states. This court is radicalized, in my opinion, and my guides show me there will be more justices sooner than later on the court. Because when, Mitch McConnell, the court's not politicized. Yes, it is. And speaking of Mitch, did you see him backtracking after, the Republicans testified anti-Trump? I see at some point what's going to happen is that abortion rights will be codified, as well as gay marriage and gay rights. So that's what my guides are showing me coming. But let me just pull a card on it. Ooh, look at this. I got the Hierophant, right? That would kind of represent the court. But let's just see if they're going to win. I see at some point the court being less radicalized and being a lot more moderate. So, and I keep seeing 3 justices off the court, Clarence Thomas being one. And I always thought Kavanaugh, they just flat out lied. And let's talk about Amy Coney Barrett. What about her? Amy Coney Barrett, I found out, let me see here, that, here we go, that she served 3 years on the board of directors for a devout Christian school that effectively barred admission of children of same-sex parents, and made it clear that openly gay and lesbian children, that children of openly and gay and lesbian parents were not allowed in the classroom. Trinity schools openly discriminated against LGBTQ people and their children. They have schools in Indiana, Minnesota, and Virginia. Now, this is for entertainment purposes only, you all. If that's religion, that is an abomination, in my opinion. But she feels that being gay is an abomination against God, and that sex should only occur between a male and a female, and only for procreation. Oh, really? What about straight people that get married and decide not to have kids? I think the thing she's into is just this offshoot of Catholicism. But, I see her being under a lot of investigation, and a lot coming out with the dirty money, or the dark, I call it dirty money, but the dark money that came through to fund some of these justices, and some coming from an ultra right-wing so-called Catholic organization. That will all come out, you all. She's openly hostile to gay rights. So is Clarence Thomas, and I don't know, and so is Kavanaugh. Anyway, so there's that little interesting bit. But I see her off the court at some point too. Back to Jenny Thomas, that they say she was acting like that she wanted to testify, but said her lawyers wouldn't let her. Yeah, hello. Anyway, her lawyers didn't tell her not to testify. There's just going to be a lot coming down about Jenny Thomas, and a lot more about Clarence Thomas. It's sad that we lost faith in our Supreme Court, but hopefully we can regain that at some point. Let me see. Okay, so Ann Simpson says, in simple terms, to codify something means to enshrine a right or rule into a formal systematic code. It will be done through an act of Congress in the form of a federal law. Yeah, did you hear, who was it, Collins? Well, they lied or they let us on. And, I think, I wonder what Cinema and I wonder what, oh, I'm having a senior moment. The senator from Virginia, Manchin. I wonder what they're thinking now about the filibuster. So they might change their mind on it. That's what I'm thinking. Hey, Courtney. Hi, Courtney. How are you? Hey, Jean. Oh, Patty, you had COVID. I hope you're feeling better, Patty. The pocket pardons, if somebody pardons somebody for money, those typically don't hold up. Or they won't. A lot of those can be overturned. So, okay. Manchin is slap happy. He has a lot of money in coal. Of course, I'm sure Manchin is jumping in the streets and yay, because the SCOTUS ruling today. At some point, Manchin will be gone. So that's a good thing. I see the number 2, Gladys. So I do think they'll change the filibuster at some point, and a lot sooner than later. I don't understand why some of these politicians, especially the repubes, were like, oh, well, these justices lied. Like, when they were going through the confirmation, like Kavanaugh, Amy Coney Barrett. Hello, look who appointed them. I mean, look at what Gorsuch was accused of doing. Not that he's guilty of that, but I think he is, but for entertainment purposes only. So why would you think they wouldn't lie about other stuff either? All right. Senator Sheldon Whitehouse has done a lot of investigating and reporting on the dark money behind the Federalist Society of Justice. Oh, he has a YouTube channel. Everybody check out Texas Paul. He's really cool. And then there's another guy, I think his name's Trey or something. He's a Southern young man, and he's a comedian, and he's got a YouTube channel that's has the same mindset as many of us. Yeah, that's a good one, Spirits Beyond the Stars. What about men waiting to marry 12-year-old girls? Well, they don't say anything about that now, do they? Sterling Rose, Stephen Colbert said, Nothing Burger last night on a show. Linda G's Nothing Burger made it too late night TV. 20 seconds with the interview with Adam Kissinger. Okay. Oh, thank you, Aries Wanderer. $10. Thank you. I'm going to donate the money. I think what I'm going to do is find a charity now that some of it will go to help the people in Ukraine, but some to help people in those women in those states where they can no longer get reproductive care, to start maybe a fund for that. So thank you, Aries Wanderer. Let me think here. Oh, Zania, first time catching us live. Oh, Trey Crowder. Yes, Trey Crowder. That's his name. You got to check him out. He's really good. All right. Let me get to some of your questions too that you've asked here. All right. C. Evans says, will other staff members be comfortable leaving Trump's attorneys to tell their stories now that Cassidy has stood up? Will staffers open up about atrocities besides just January 6th? I see people coming out of the woodwork to come out and testify in front of the January 6th committee. A lot more of them are coming out. Secrets of the Red Moon Tarot. Yes, I do see abortion laws changing again. As I said earlier in this live broadcast, I see at some point Roe v. Wade being upheld again. So, yes, Karen, it is Trey Crowder YouTube. I'm trying to answer questions and look at this too. If someone got a pardon, would they still be required to testify? What would stop them from telling the truth about Trump? pardon from what? You mean if they got a pardon from Trump, would they still be able to testify? Yes, they could, as long as they didn't incriminate themselves. But a lot of people are going to be coming forward and testifying, a lot more, that were Trump staffers. Sterling Rosa said a can of worms has been opened. Isn't that the truth? Do I see the Second Amendment ever being abolished? No, I don't. But what I do see is gun control legislation at some point, not with this court, thank you, that will ban assault weapons. I mean, the Constitution says we have the right to carry militia. It doesn't specify what kind. It doesn't say like hand grenades. It doesn't say assault weapons. It just says the right to bear militia. So, and that brings me to a point with the Supreme Court justices who said, well, Roe v. Wade's not in the Constitution, and it's not here, and it's not there, so that's why we can overturn it, nor is gay rights or gay marriage. Oh, nor are assault weapons. The Constitution doesn't specify. It just says the right to militia. I think the whole gay issue under the 14th Amendment, and so if they overturn that, they're going to have to overturn a lot of other things too, but they won't. Loving versus Virginia, and a lot of other things too. Clarence Thomas is a hypocrite. That's for sure. Chuck Grassley, he said, would preside over the U.S. Senate debate surrounding disputes of the 2020 election results. Vice President Mike Pence did not show up. Well, Chuck Grassley's an idiot, because now the commission has already shown that Trump's big lie is just that, a lie. And a lot of big Republicans are coming out and saying, yeah, because it was Republicans testifying. So, what Senate debate? There's no disputes of the 2020 election. I mean, it went to court how many times? The Supreme Court, even justices that Trump put in place wouldn't even hear it because they said there was no fraud. So anyway, I see Chuck Grassley gone at some point too. Jackie Frazier, will DA gas can be recalled? I hear a yes to that. What do I see with Jim Jordan? I haven't looked into that. Oh, Jim Jordan. Oh, he's going to be in deep water too. Woo, a lot coming out about him. There's going to be a lot coming out about some of these House members and some senators who knew about this insurrection. And as I said, my guides had shown me, I saw Merrick Garland whispering like this to other people. In other words, to keep it silent. There was a closed door. In other words, we're not going to go public and say, well, we're investigating. We're going to keep it closed doors. And that's exactly what I think is going on. So don't be too surprised when you hear some indictments coming out. Hi, Renette. Hi, Mimi. How are you? Wow. Shapiro will crush Mastriano. You're right about that, Mimi. Yay. Okay. Teresa says, hugs for my dog. Hugs for my dog. Wait, I dropped my cards. Hold on. Oh, here we are. We're back. Hi. Mel, will Russian money or connections show up in the January 6th hearings? I think there are some things that are going to come out about dark money and where it came from. I heard some hoopla, something about, starting to look into even the 2016 election and Russian influence. Grassley made that statement before January 6th, so he's expecting Pence not to be there on 1/6. You got that right. Even with Hutchinson's testimony, that Trump even wanted him to say, hang Mike Pence. What does that tell you? I just wonder, whenever my light bulb goes off, when Linda Grindle does the side take, I get the light bulb. I got a funny feeling they might even call Mike Pence to testify. I don't know if they have or not, but I think they will. Tanya, don't you just love how T. Rump is now saying he doesn't even know Cassidy? Yeah, right. Right. And I don't know my husband either. Trump always diverts, lies, deceives. And did you hear that there's some people in that other so-called news network that we won't mention uh, who are even kind of stepping away from Trump? um, so, of course, he knows Cassidy Hutchinson. How could he not know her? She was the aide to Mark Meadows. And I'll tell you who else is going to be in trouble is Mark Meadows, because there's going to be a lot coming out about him. There already has been. And I see an indictment there, folks. I remember at some point about a year and a half or 2 years ago, somebody said, how can I say that all these people that were with Trump are going to get indicted? It was disingenuous. Well, here we are. You know, the show was on. And I've got a funny feeling that the January 6th commission will even have more public hearings, a lot more. So, thanks, Laura Lily. She said, hit the like button. That is so sweet. Thank you. Okay. I'm trying to follow along here. What will happen to Jim Jordan from Ohio? I see him getting in a lot of issues here. Let me just check something real quick. I'll be right with you. Hold on. Give me 1 second. It's kind of fun to have the iPhone because I can look up stuff up. Wasn't he the one that said that the people were just having a vacation? I don't know who he was, but I see him under investigation at some point. So I see him having some issues. Okay. Pensy Pants may send the fly in to testify. That was a good one. Hi, Patricia. Okay, Kevin's not with us. He had an appointment. He got tied up in an appointment is what happened. And so that's what's going on. Okay, let me get back to my YouTube channel. Here we go. Okay. This is a good one from Judy D. Wait, Chris, I'm skipping around. My ADD's in full gear. Liz Cheney got standing ovation from Republicans. Yes, you know what? Kevin had said something that he saw the Republican Party splitting. And I had said that I saw some of the old order Republicans coming back, and that Liz Cheney and a bunch of people would, be old order Republicans, and the Trumplican would just be some kind of splinter movement. And that's exactly what's going on. I do not agree with Liz Cheney's politics. I never did. But at least she's honest, and at least she cared about democracy. It used to be in this country that Democrats and Republicans, we could be friendly, and we could reach across the aisle and have a discussion and a good debate. And now it's so polarized, it's frightening. And Trump, that's what Trump and his cronies wanted. They want anarchy. They want to stir up the hornet's nest because they say, you see, only we can fix it. And what I do see is an end to this American apartheid, where this small group of ultra-right Trumplicans are telling the rest of us what to do. And Clarence Thomas, you can kiss my gay butt. And DeSaint in Florida, same goes for you. Oh, sorry. I'll probably go to YouTube jail for that, but oh well. Okay. Absy Third Eye, if that much coffee was flowing in the White House, 45 would have been more alert and with it. 45. Oh, yeah, well. Okay, Judy D, I'm sorry. Yes, RC, at some point, Arizona will have a Democratic governor. Yay. Lisa Foster says it's Jim Jordan, GYM. Okay. Oh, Marianne. Hi, Mel. Do you think Cruz will get in trouble for his part? I have been saying I see him in deep doo-doo for a long time. And did you hear today that he criticized one of the Muppets? A Muppet. for getting a vaccine because the Muppets, they're trying to get people vaccinated. And Cancun Cruise didn't like that. I mean, how in the fangul could you criticize a Muppet? Is that what the Trumplican party has come to? And speaking of that, Texas and Ted Cruz, Mr. Anti-Immigration, let's all take a moment, please, to send prayers to those poor people who suffocated to death in that semi truck and to their families. That had to be a horrific way to die. And that's why we need immigration reform in this country. We really do. Okay. Hold on a second. Okay. Nunes took a cow to court. Yeah, well, he is a cow. Yeah, Josh Hawley is hiding because he knows that they're going to start looking at him too. And so he ain't saying too much. But I'll tell you who's going to be in deep doo-doo is Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yeah, Spirits Beyond the Stars. That's what I said. Hey, Supreme Judge Clarence Thomas, interracial marriages aren't the Constitution either, Clarence. Let me see. Oh yeah, she's Yellow Man says, hi Mel, the repubes are doing their best to smear Hutchison after her testimony. Will they be successful? How could you smear her? I mean, she was telling the truth. It's the Trumplicans. It's the misinformation that Donald puts out to anybody that stands up against him. But people aren't letting Trump win anymore. They're not going to stand up to his bullying. Sharon Donnelly, I love that when the Muppet is better looking than Ted Cruz. Well, he looks like a billy goat. I said he's living proof that human beings really did copulate with billy goats because he looks like one. Hi, Shop Girl. It's nice to see you too. Okay, Judy D. Hi, Mel. How bad is this new virus going to hit the U.S.? Do we have to go through more anxiety again? Will it be okay? And will the vaccine be here before it's spread? I don't know what new virus you're talking about. If it's COVID, it's probably just a minor variety. And, people that have been vaccinated, if, they get COVID, they get, it's much more mild. Now, I'm not getting on the whole vaccine bandwagon. And somebody says about monkeypox, do we have to worry about this virus getting out of control? Illinois, we've got cases reported, but we have vaccine for it. And I think a lot of us who are older have cross immunity because remember, we got vaccinated for smallpox. And so, I think that'll give cross immunity. The scary part is that they thought smallpox was eradicated, and it has been. But younger people have herd immunity. They have not been inoculated. So I do think monkeypox will get worse, but I don't think it's going to be the epidemic that everybody says it's going to be. I've been watching a really neat thing about the Black Plague, and there's this professor, and I can't think of the name of the stream she's on, but she's made all these lectures about the Black Plague, and a lot of what they had thought about it before that was just, they had to rethink it, and it's pretty amazing stuff. It's another video I'll post it for you. It's really neat. Okay, when did Cheney get an ovation? She got an ovation. Yes, she did. Now, as I said, I do not agree with the politics of Cheney, but she did have a certain part of the anatomy to stand up to Trump and say, guess what? And to stand up to McCarthy, because he's going to be in deep water too. I heard him talking about the other day when they were asking about Trump. Well, he didn't get to defend himself. And then he diverted and he was like, well, they should be talking about, the inflation rates and supply chain shortage and gas prices. Excuse me, Mr. McCarthy, your party also supported the Republicans and Joe Biden when they wanted to sanction Russia. So you can't say anything about that. Okay. I see Betsy DeVos under investigation too. Well, just because somebody asked for a pardon doesn't mean that they're guilty. But Marjorie Taylor Greene, I can tell you right now, I think they've already uncovered stuff on her. They really have. Okay. All right. Let me look. Oh, Nancy says if you've had smallpox or shingrix for shingles, you're covered. Okay. I guess she's talking about monkeypox. Okay. Let me look here. I see more money coming through Sylvia for Social Security, but there are certain Republicans that want to limit. Who was that one that was wanted to cut out Medicare and Medicaid? That's not going to happen, by the way. Dwight, I agree. There is price gouging going on, but at some point, I see an end to that too. Okay. Oh, thank you, Teresa. Thank you. Teresa gave $5. Thank you. Spirits Beyond the Stars. How about the man who was filming the documentary on the Trumps? He says he has them on video having discussions together about our country. January 6th committee talked to him behind closed doors. Yes, they did. And I think I heard he's going to testify again. Roger Stone, a lot of those people that Trump pardoned, I still see are going to be indicted again. Because if you had a pardon for pay, that could nullify your pardon. And I'll tell you who else who's going to be indicted again, as other than refusing to testify in front of the January 6th committee, is Steve Bannon. He's trying to run out the clock. And that's what my guides tell me, because he's thinking that if the Republicans take over the House, the committee will be disbanded and they'll drop any charges. But Bannon is not out of the woods. Above and beyond his refusal to testify in front of Congress, he is going to, I see, be in jail. It's a letter, folks. Okay. Oh, thanks. Okay. Oz Daniels. Hello, Kevin and Mel. Well, Kevin's not here, but I am. The question I have is, will Carol Baskin ever get convicted of killing her husband? I don't know. I watched The Tiger King and all of that series, but I really don't want to come forward and accuse somebody of something like that. So I'll just leave it as I don't know. But that is a good question. Okay. Oh, Stephanie Turner asked, hey, Mel, can you check the housing market? My guides are telling me that the housing market is going to have, I'd say crash, but somebody in Arizona said a correction. Not as bad as 2008, but because people are paying above appraised values for properties, and they're closing without even having an inspection. And some people are just closing and selling the paper and not taking, there's no end buyer. It's gonna adjust. It's gonna be a huge correction, because what's going to happen in about a year, and it's starting already actually, is people who paid above appraised value, above market value for properties, they're going to want to try to sell it, and it's going to be underwater, and so they'll just walk away. So what happens? A lot more short sales and foreclosures. So what that does is it puts more inventory on the market, and so it brings prices down. It's all about supply and demand. At least that's what my guides tell me. So Absy Third Eye, you're right. People buying in the current economy will be upside down on mortgages. So what I'm telling people is to hold off. Now, if you want to sell something, now's the time to do it. If you want to buy, I'm saying wait. Did anybody hear about how Dr. Fauci is? I don't know, but my guides tell me he's okay and that he will survive. Oh, Kevin's in the chat. Hi, Kevin. I didn't know Kevin was in the chat with us. So, Kevin, I don't know I made somebody else moderator, but Kevin, I'm trying this on my own. I should ask Kevin if maybe he wants to go ahead and do our show together live. Kevin, if you're in the chat, you want to respond to that? Oh, okay. Hi, Kevin. I see you. It's just I've got mine slowed down, Kevin, so I can read everything and try to get through it. Teresa Simpson, my mother currently has my brother, his son, and my nephews, 2 girls all in with her. None of them can afford a place to live. This economy is so bad. Well, I think it's the inflation, but I do see that the inflation coming down, and I do see this, supply chain thing, the shortage ending. I forgot. Yeah, Katanji was sworn in today. Yay! That's a positive little light in all of this BS that's been going on. And when that happened, my guide showed me that was a precognition that more people that are more moderate and liberal will be on the court. In fact, my light bulb went on again. Boy, it's just blinging all over the place tonight. At some point, I got a feeling there's going to be a gay Supreme Court justice. So that just hit me. And a Native American Supreme Court judge. So Secrets of the Red Moon, you're doing great. Thank you. Spirits Beyond the Stars, YouTube had me under investigation and didn't do anything. Okay. I don't know what that means, but okay. Mel, Kevin is saying he would have to make another StreamYard link if you want. Okay, Kevin, yeah, do that, and then just let me know in the comments. And then what I'll do is I'll go on here about another 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'll go live with Kevin. How's that grab everybody? Is that okay? I do see inflation coming down. Yes. Thanks, Canada. I love Canada. Oh my God. Gary and I went there about 3 or 4 years ago. It was Canadian Independence Day. Oh, thanks, PP Rose. Thank you. Or People Rose, I've mispronounced it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyway, Canada was so cool, and the Canadians were so friendly. I loved it. It was just a beautiful place to be. Anyway. Okay, so let me just answer a few more questions here. Oh, this is good. Will Pat Cipollone comply with his subpoena and testify, or just plead the fifth? Well, he knows if he doesn't, that he's going to be under indictment for not showing up, or for, giving the middle finger to a subpoena. I think he'll probably plead the fifth a lot. But, what's going to happen is the DOJ is going to start investigating some of these people. So what the DOJ is going to do, my guides tell me, is say, we will offer you immunity from prosecution. Now, if they're offered immunity from prosecution, they can't plead the fifth. And they can't lie. And if they do, it's deep doo-doo. So I got a funny feeling at some point he's going to be indicted and offered immunity if he'll testify. Somebody big in the Trump organization, that's going to happen. Linda Grindle said this, that she thought Beto would win, and it's still early in the game. He's 10 points behind. But, some of the things Abbott has been doing with women's rights and all of this and that, I saw Beto in a big government position. And so I don't know if it's governorship of Texas or if it's, Senate or whatever. But, at some point I can see if he decides to run for president, just not this time around, within, maybe 7 or 8 years or whenever, he could very possibly win. But I still see a female president. I still see a female president. So, okay. Zach Riley, will despicable Dan Patrick, vice governor of Texas, be voted out of this November? I see Dan Patrick getting a lot of problems too, as well as Abbott. After he's out of Texas, after he's voted out of office, anywhere else he's going to be dog meat. I think some of these southern states and a lot of other states that, are trying to overturn abortion rights, and they're so ultra-right Republican, at least their leaders are. It's kind of their idea of secession, which is illegal. But, I see at some point some of those states changing colors as well, going more purple to blue. I don't know, Red Moon, my female president. I'm just told female president. So we shall see, right? Okay. C. Evans, what will Clarence Thomas's legacy look like? What legacy? He's going to go down in history as one of the absolute worst justices ever to hit the Supreme Court. Clearly, he and a few of those justices on the court right now are going to be on the wrong side of history. The thing that bothers me is that, the court is supposed to be impartial and base their rulings on, the arguments they've heard. Well, it's quite obvious to me with this court that they're not impartial at all, that they really are following the tribalism of the ultra right. Come on. They worry about the rights of an unborn fetus. They're not pro-choice. They're pro-birth. They worry about the rights of an unborn fetus, yet they overturn a gun control law in Texas, okay, that would save lives. So who are they to talk about the sanctity of human life? Give me a break. Give me a break. Wendy Clark, my son-in-law thinks Cassidy was paid off by the Dems. He is such a Trump-Lincoln and we are Canadian. Wendy, I'm going to give that some thought. I never really put much thought on it, but I'm going to. Okay, so Kevin's going to the 9 slot, and he's going to send me a link to it. So it's 8 o'clock here. So I can do this about 5 or 10 more minutes because this is fun. Oh, my goodness. I love the energy of it. Well, AJ Lowe says she's got a feeling that Clarence Thomas has done some bad things in his life. You're right. And people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Cool Ant 516 says once you're born, they couldn't care less. That's true. They worry about, supposedly a fetus, but yet once it's born, they want to cut the programs that would help take care of those children. And look at what we did with what they did with those children at the border under Trump. Ripped them away from their parents, kept them really imprisoned in what boils down to a concentration camp with no due process. And it's just horrible. Russia's not going to attack the U.S. at all. Somebody just asked me that, and it's not going to happen. Oh, hi, Melbourne. Hello, Melbourne. 11 a.m. in Melbourne, and you all are having your winter. It's 90 degrees here in Chicago. I don't know what that relates to as Celsius, but trust me, it's hot. Chris Martin, over 1,000 in the chat. Oh, thank you, Chris. Let me see. Did anyone hear that Hillary Clinton said about Clarence Thomas they were in law school at the same time? Well, obviously he has to have some smarts to get through law school. But, right now it looks like he ain't the brightest crayon in the box. Hillary Clinton's from Illinois, by the way, a suburb of Chicago called Park Ridge. Thanks, Doug in Idaho. Thanks for the support. Anyway, Clarence Thomas's legacy. Here's what his legacy will be. That'll be it. Raspberries. Okay. So I got to some of your questions. Let me keep going. Let me see. I'll be interested to see what happens with, in Italian it's pronounced Cipollone. I'll be interested to see what happens with him. But, some of these justices are going to have to drink the same water and breathe the same dirty air that they want to make the rest of us do. It's obvious to me that the coal companies actually had raised the money to file the lawsuits to get this to the Supreme Court. So, I'm just wondering. It opens one's eyes for questioning, doesn't it? Thank you, Beverly. At some point, Ohio will get 2 Democratic senators. I just don't know about this time. Okay. Whoever said their spouse thought Cassidy was paid off or all the other. No, Cassidy was not paid off. Because if you go to Congress and you testify and you lie and they find out you lie, it ain't pretty. That's why a lot of those people that are on the Supreme Court, when they're being in their confirmations, they dance around an issue and they'll say, "Oh, I don't recall," because if you say you don't recall, it's hard to prove that you're lying. Will the judicial branch be organized, restructured? The Supreme Court will be. And what my guides show me is coming is going to be term limits for Supreme Court justices so that we don't have to have, these lifers dictating what the rest of us will do. Our foreparents were pretty brilliant the way they wrote our Constitution. I even probably think they tried to put provisions in case we got a rogue president. But with the Supreme Court, I see term limits. Thank goodness. Maybe, 8 to 12 years. So this way, and I see ways that to make the court more balanced. And I also see legislation coming that, when a president nominates a Supreme Court justice, nominates somebody for Supreme Court, that it can't be held up for a year like Mitch McConnell did or ramrodded through. He just is on my list, that man. Oh, God. Well, it's election year, so that's why we're going to hold it up. And then during election year, he ramrodded Amy Coney Barrett. Well, because we have the presidency in both houses, so that's why we're going to do it. Mitch, you're so full of what. That man is just ugly. If I had his face on my rear end, I wouldn't be afraid of hanging back in a hornet's nest. Hi, Geek Hillbilly. Hey, it's 102 in Kentucky. Wow. And what's the humidity down there? You could bake biscuits in the passenger seat of a car. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid in Kentucky, and in the summertime, it was hot and humid. And we'd walk barefoot, that was just the way things were, or our flip-flops. But when they would put road tar, we say tar, on the road, it would kind of bubble because it would get so hot. So we wouldn't walk on the road. We'd walk in the grass because it was too hot to walk on. Where I come from in Kentucky, TIRE, TAR, and TIRE are all pronounced the same, or TOWER. It's a water tar, a car tar, and road tar. And how about this one? FLOWER, FLOUR, like flour. It's a flour. It smells good. I had to bake a cake with some flour. Anyway. DMB, is Ornato lying about Trump taking the wheel? Absolutely not. Ornato is telling the truth. Could you believe he's fighting with a Secret Service person trying to take the wheel of a car? Oh my God. Nothing surprises me about that man. Absolutely nothing. Okay, everybody. This has been such fun. Thank you all so much. Oh, Glenn says I've had tar bubbles on my feet many times. Plum black with tar. Me too. Even the dogs would roll in it. It ain't pretty to get off the dog, y'all. Oh, Renette, thank you. $10. Again, these donations are going to help people in Ukraine, but also I'm going to find a charity to help women in states where abortions are being made illegal, to help them with the funding they need for their reproductive rights. So, Andrea D., my mom and family was from Eastern Kentucky. I learned how to speak from my grandparents. Teachers hated it. I remember when I was in grade school and we were talking about minnows, and they were saying minnows. I said, it's minners. And the teacher said, no, it's minnows. I said, no, my grandma and grandpa call them minners, and that's how you say it. And it's a winder too. My grandmother was from the Appalachian Mountains. Up in the winter, it's hot here, y'all. Got the vapors. My accent comes back occasionally. And they wouldn't say that's his'n, and that's hern. And yourn, is that yourn? No, ain't mine, that's his'n or hern. My grandmother had some great sayings. Y'all better be good or your rear end will go to me or the Lord. And by the time I'm done with it, you'll wish it went to the Lord. I still can't get her biscuits right. She had the best biscuits. I try them when they're like hockey pucks. Thanks, Rena. Hit the like button. Oh, no, not the vapors, Carmen. I got the vapors. Or the epizootic. You say, what's wrong with you? Got the epizootic? Or if somebody was lazy, years ago, congestive heart failure was called dropsy. And they say, oh, he or she's got the dropsy. And my grandpa would say, yeah, drop down on the bed, don't have the heart to get back up. Anyway, 1,000 viewers. All right. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to end this. It has been such a pleasure. I'm going to go live with Kevin. And thank you for being sports and just putting up with me talking. This has been so much fun. And the energy is amazing. We'll do it again. All righty. Aloha, everybody. Namaste.